Hi, this is the virtual information session for the Pikes Peak Community College RN to BSN program. My name is Randy Nyman, and along with Abby Mobilade, I am one of the chairs of the program. If you don't know me, that's my picture. That's a pre-COVID picture. I think I look a little bit more haggard now, but I've been around at PPCC in the ADN program for a little over 10 years, and in 2019, I helped to start the RN to BSN program, and it has been thriving. We went from that first cohort of 8 students to almost 200 students in the program as we start out 2022. So I'm going to give you a quick information session and hopefully answer all your questions before you apply. We have 2 tracks here at PPCC. The first one is the RN to BSN completion program. It is for already licensed RNs who have their associate degree. They have been working as an RN out in the community, in the hospital, in home care, in psych, in the prison system, wherever you may be working. It is virtually 100% online program. You do most of your coursework online. You do not have to come to campus. Even some of the books are sent to you now electronically, so you don't have to come and pick up books. But it's designed for practicing RNs. So we know you're busy. We know you're working 312s, 412s a week. And it's designed for you to be able to take online courses around your busy schedule and successfully complete your bachelor's degree. We start the program 3 times a year. So we start in January, we start in May, and then we start the fall cohort in August. They're 8-week courses, so they're on the bimester system. So it's really important when you think about and you're looking at your schedule, they're on the 8-week bimester system. So if you're starting in January, your first course, Nursing 301, will go from January to mid-March, and your second course will go from mid-March to May. So it's not like you're taking 2 classes simultaneously. We're encouraging you to take 1 class at a time, but 2 classes a semester. You can go at any speed. It's not as prescriptive as the associate degree program. You may start with different people than you end with. There's always overachievers in every group that want to take 3, 4 classes at a time and get it done as quickly as possible. And then there are students who are using tuition reimbursement from one of the hospital systems, and they use, they take classes at the speed of which they're reimbursed. So that may be a little bit longer for them. But the classes are manageable, 8 weeks. You can transfer them within the Colorado Community College system. Those of us who are running an RN to BSN program in the community college system are all on Common Core curriculum. So the second track we have is the RN to BSN dual enrollment option. That is the option that our current associate degree nursing students have if they want to start taking BSN courses prior to completing their associate degree. So you kind of are completing both degrees simultaneously. The requirements to dual enroll is that you have to have completed that 1-1 fundamental semester. So you need to have completed Nursing 109 and Nursing 112 here at PPCC before we let you dual enroll. So you actually apply to dual enroll during that semester, and then you start actually taking classes in your 1-2 semester. You have to be currently enrolled, processing or progressing through the nursing program courses. You have to be in good standing in the nursing program and with the college at large, which means you can't have financial issues. You can't be missing a TB or a COVID documentation for clinical. You've got to be passing courses. And I can't stress this enough. The ADN coursework has to come first. So if you are struggling in the ADN program, maybe take 1 BSN class during the summer when you're not taking ADN classes, but the ADN degree, that initial degree that makes you a nurse, is your most important degree. So you don't want to burn yourself out taking BSN classes and then not be successful in the ADN program. And I'm happy to meet with anybody and talk to you about a personalized plan anytime. But the dual enrollment process is really simple. There's no standing outside like heathens at 2 o'clock in the morning competing for GPA. If you've already been accepted to the college and you've been accepted into our associate degree of nursing program, which I know was quite a feat for a lot of you, we allow you to just declare that you want to come and dual enroll. There's application packets that are super easy to fill out. I'll show you one at the end of the presentation. We accept applications the month of March, the month of June, and the month of October up in the nursing office, and they're due at the end of the same month, and you just submit a letter of intent and we allow you to dual enroll. So there are some pretty big differences between the curriculum of the associate degree program and the curriculum of the bachelor's degree program. The associate degree program is training nurses for the skills and tasks and assessments needed for entry level to nursing practice. The bachelor's courses kind of take you a step further in professionalism, in figuring out quality care and quality improvement. It helps you with communication and leadership skills, helps with your critical reasoning, critical thinking. It really kind of takes you to the next level, and I don't think that you can possibly see that going into the program, but you really see it coming out of the program. The graduates that we've had, and I think there's probably about 20 now that have graduated in 2021, they really feel like they got their money's worth. They really feel like the ADN program goes from looking at those individual patients and doing individual assessments to broadening your scope to the community at large and being able to promote the health of a community instead of just an individual. And instead of being, a staff nurse and working just your assignment, you start learning about leadership and being a charge nurse and being a nurse manager and all the things that go into providing quality care for a group of patients, a floor of patients, a unit of patients. So I think that you will be pleasantly surprised at how much you learn by the end of the program. So this slide is just a few more differences between the ADN education and the BSN degree. So the BSN degree is going to be your bridge between your ADN and then hopefully a graduate degree, a master's in nursing, nurse practitioner, CRNA, midwife, etc. So in order to get you from the ADN degree to grad school, we have to talk about APA formatting. We have to teach you some better writing skills, how to write papers. But even more important is how to evaluate research and find evidence-based best practice. So you really learn how to look at research, decide what is good research, what is bad research, and then figure out what evidence-based practice is and how does evidence-based practice gets translated to the bedside and improve actual patient outcomes. So that is probably one of the biggest things. And then, like I mentioned in the previous slide, going from individual patients to community health to population care to caring for your community where you live, assessing your community, it just kind of broadens your scope of practice. In order to get a bachelor's degree, you need to have 120 credits. So we award 71.5 credits for your previous associate degree in nursing or diploma and your active RN license. So the bottom line is to graduate with the BSN, you need 120 credits. 71.5 of those you are going to come in with, and I'll show you that on the degree check later, but you're going to come in with those credits because of your nursing degree and your nursing license. Then there are 30.5 credits of RN to BSN courses, which I'll show you in a second, and 18 general education credits. So in order to, again, to get a bachelor's degree, you need to have a well-rounded education. So those general education credits that we require at PPCC are English 122. You need 3 credits, and that's kind of that upper level English. You had English 121 to get into the associate's degree program. You need English 122 to get into the bachelor's program or to graduate from the bachelor's program. Math 135, statistics. A history course, so the GT, HI, so any guaranteed transfer history course. It could be the history of Colorado, it could be the history of the Civil War, it could be the history of women in Asia. Any history course we can typically transfer in and use for your history credit. And many of you might have already taken these courses, and we do evaluate your transcript when you apply. You send me your unofficial transcripts and we get them evaluated to see, is there a history course that you took at a community college in Miami 10 years ago that we can use? We try to use any credits that you already have so that you don't have to repeat any classes. And then the 2 arts and humanities courses. So you'll see that says 6 credits. So you need 2 separate arts and humanities courses. A lot of people take Philosophy 112, which is ethics, kind of as a natural course that nursing students like to take. There's Philosophy 111, any literature class, any arts and humanities class. So it can't be ballet, like the actual dancing, but it could be the history of ballet. It can be theater appreciation, music appreciation, art history. It can be an upper level language class. So not Spanish in the 100 level, but Spanish in the 200 levels would count for that. And then the last one is 3 credits of a social science. Do not take any kind of social science. Everybody will already have that. We can use either Psych 101 or Psych 235 that you use to get your initial nursing degree. So don't think about taking a social science class. You won't need it. We can use your psych class for that one. So once you apply, you can transfer in your general education courses. You're going to send official transcripts to the school. I kind of evaluate your unofficial transcripts and see what we might be able to use, but the school will evaluate your official transcripts in the records department and see what general ed courses you have. If you've already sent in official transcripts, they probably need to be re-evaluated for the RN to BSN courses, because when they initially evaluated them, they were looking for ADN courses. They were looking for classes that might fit into the associate's degree, and they don't want to transfer in like a history that you didn't need, but now they can go and take that in. And I'll actually show you in a minute where you could see some of those extra classes if they have been evaluated. So here are those credits of RN to BSN courses. So those are the Nursing 300 and Nursing 400 level courses. So it starts with Nursing 301, Integration into BSN Practice, which is kind of your intro to baccalaureate level nursing. It's the beginning APA papers. It's talking more about professionalism and kind of evidence-based practice. It's an overview course of what to expect in the program and as you become a bachelor's prepared nurse. Nursing 302, Trends in Nursing Practice, is a really fun course because it talks about everything that's going on right now. So whether that is a pandemic situation, staffing ratios, violence against nurses, human trafficking, all kinds of things. It talks about kind of the here and now of nursing. Nursing 303, Nursing Research and Evidence-Based Practice, is your baccalaureate introduction to nursing research and how to look up articles, how to find good articles versus bad articles, how to conduct a literature review. It's your nursing research course for the baccalaureate level. Nursing 408 talks about the legal and ethical issues that face professional nurses, everything from end-of-life issues to caring for the mentally ill, scarce resources, which we've seen happen during the pandemic. It's the legal and ethical course. Nursing leadership, Nursing 409, is a course that contains some clinical hours. So Nursing 409, Nursing 410, and Nursing 411 cannot be taken until you have a nursing license. So that's really important to remember. There is no way to finish your ADN degree and your BSN degree simultaneously. You have to graduate with your ADN degree either in December or in May, and then that next semester you can take 409, 410, and 411 because our practicum courses require you to have a nursing license. So in nursing leadership, you will go out and you will spend, I think, 22.5 hours with a nursing leader out in the community. So a director of nursing, a nurse manager in the hospital, somebody who is out and evaluating people and running a nursing unit. So, or even it could be like a skilled nursing facility. So that's an excellent class. Students really like it. And then Nursing 410 is community health nursing. It is 6 credits. Nursing 410 is the only class that runs over the entire semester, and it has 45 clinical hours associated with it, and 22, I think, of those clinical hours are you assessing your community kind of on your own time. You do a windshield assessment, see what resources are available in your community. Some of the students have tried to take the bus from downtown up to Garden of the Gods and use services. How do you use WIC services, and really eye-opening what's available in our community, and sometimes how hard those services are to access. So that, and then the second number of hours for community health nursing are actually spent with a community health nurse. So that could be with a school nurse, with a health department nurse, with a hospice nurse, somebody who's out in the community practicing. A caveat for those clinical classes, 409 and 410, it's not like the ADN program where we said you need to show up at St. Francis at 6:30 in the morning and you can leave at 4:30 in the afternoon. We pair you with somebody, and then you and that person work out your schedule. No, you cannot do it where you work. You need to find somewhere outside your comfort zone. You cannot just work with the nurse manager that you see every day on your regular floor. You need to go out and work with somewhere different. So get exposure to somewhere different. I know that students in the past that have been hospital nurses, like diehard hospital nurses, they went to Peak Vista, and it was so eye-opening for them, the services that Peak Vista provides for the community. They ended up working there after graduation, after getting their BSN. So I want you to see and experience new things. And then Nursing 411 is the senior seminar. That course is the capstone course for the whole program. You take it last, and we kind of reflect back on everything that you've done so far. And then there's a quality improvement project where you actually identify something at work that needs improvement, and you try to do a pitch to a manager or administrator about having that improvement actually implemented. So in addition to those core courses, each student takes 2 of the following 4 electives. So the elective courses are Nursing 304, Nursing Informatics, so that is using healthcare technology in nursing. Emergency Preparedness, which is how to get ready for a natural disaster, a pandemic, fire, both inside your organization and out in the community. Gerontology nursing is all about how people age. And it's an excellent class. These are all of the electives are taught by absolute experts in these fields, so they're all really enjoyed by the students. So gerontology is talking about, caring for elders as people are getting older, how we can help the aging population to stay healthy. And then Nursing 307, behavioral health. Sounds like psych, but it's not. Nursing 307 behavioral health is actually talking more about the behaviors that lead to health outcomes. So what are the behaviors that lead to obesity, the behaviors that lead to addiction, and how to address those with our patients. So that, again, is an excellent class. And when you get ready to choose an elective, I have a really great flyer that has all the electives on it. And you can kind of see who's teaching each one and what each one is about. I realize this is a little hard to read because the type is so small, but this is a sample of what a dual enrolled ADN and BSN student's curriculum might look like. When you come into the program, we make one of these individualized for you personally, because different people are at a different situation. Some people come into the ADN program and they already have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in something else, and they have no general eds to take, and other students come into the ADN program and they haven't taken any additional classes. So this is just a sample to kind of show you what it might look like. But the black classes in the black font are the associate degree in nursing classes, and the red classes are the classes that count toward the BSN. So Nursing 109, Nursing 112, that first semester, those would be your ADN classes. And then you might also take a history class or stats if you don't have it. You will already have that social science general ed elective done, so that's not actually going to be in that semester, because we're just going to bring over Psych 101 or Psych 235 for those credits. During that first semester, you'll apply to enter the BSN program the next semester. And so then in semester 2, you might take Nursing 106, which is your first med-surg course, and Nursing 150, which is maternal child nursing, and then Nursing 301 and Nursing 302. So that looks like a lot of classes in one semester, but again, we're on the bimester system. So you would take Nursing 106, your med-surg, for the first 8 weeks with Nursing 301. And then those two classes drop off, and for the second 8 weeks of the semester, you might take Nursing 150 and Nursing 302. So it's really, you're only taking 2 classes at a time, even though it looks like a lot of classes listed out there. Then you'll have a summer semester. So during the summer semester, you can take more general ed requirements like the English 122 and Arts and Humanities elective. You might take Nursing Research. Semester 3, the ADN courses pick up again. So we don't run ADN courses in the summer, except for sometimes we run pharmacology. But Nursing 211, 206, 212, those are your ADN courses. That's kind of a heavy load, so we actually recommend that you maybe just take one of the BSN electives, or if you don't want to, don't take any additional classes that semester. Semester 4 is Nursing 216 and Nursing 230, which are your final 2 ADN classes. Again, those are running on the bimester, so you can take an Arts and Humanities elective or the Nursing 408 Legal and Ethics course during that time. Then after you finish that semester 4, you'll sit for the NCLEX, you'll get your RN license, and then you'll probably start working as an RN unless you want to go to Children's Hospital. They're really wanting you to have a bachelor's before you start working. So some of those students have just sped up and taken one more full semester so that they can get out and apply to Children's Hospital quickly. So then the summer that follows your graduation from the ADN program, you can take 1 or 2 classes towards your BSN, and then that next fall you can take the other 2. If you've already taken those general ed courses, the Arts and Humanities courses, the English 122 course, these courses start moving up. But the fastest, again, that you can do it, we can't graduate you simultaneously because you need your license for 409, 410, and 411. So the fastest you could do it is if you graduate in May with your associate degree, you can take those courses over the summer, 409, 410, 411, and graduate in August with your BSN. Or if you're a December grad, you could take the spring courses and graduate with your BSN in May. Again, you can't do it simultaneously because you need your RN license. All right, for those of you listening who already have your RN license, this is just a sample of what you might do if you wanted to do a 5-semester plan. It is not prescriptive. Some of you will come in with all of your general ed courses already complete, and some of you will need to do some of the general ed courses, so it really varies. Again, bimesters, so semester 1, you would take 301 and 302. Semester 2, 303, and then an elective. Semester 3, 408, and another elective. Semester 4, 409, then semester 5, 410, and 411, or vice versa. Some people take 409, 410, 411 all in one semester. It really depends on your work situation, your family situation, your tuition reimbursement situation. You know, if you start in January, you might want to trickle them through. Some people are using GI Bill, so they need to be at full-time status, so they try to take more classes at a time. Some people are using tuition reimbursement, so they want to take less classes at a time, so they can stretch them out. This is totally personalized for you, and we'll create one when you enter the program. So there are always a bunch of really gung-ho students that are going to do their ADN, then their BSN, then their master's, then their doctorate, and they're going to rule the world. For the rest of you, you're probably wondering exactly how bad this is going to be. How much torture is this BSN degree going to be? Well, I can tell you that I've heard from numerous students, and I know from personal experience, your first degree in nursing is your hardest. It is like learning a new language with skills. You have no idea what's going on. You know, the associate degree, or the initial bachelor's degree for those of us who did initial bachelor's, those are the hardest degrees. It gets progressively less torturous as you go on. But here is a sample of the course assignments, what you could expect. So again, 8-week course. The first week, there'd be a discussion post where you might have to read a couple chapters in a book and then do a discussion post with your peers about what you're reading and what's going on. It's all trying to make it relevant to what's going on in your work life, in nursing right now. The second week, maybe there is reading and a D2L quiz. So there are no high stakes testing like there is in the ADN program. There's no 50 question Scantrons or 75 question finals. It's kind of getting deeper into the material, understanding it a little bit better, but then there's open note quizzes, open book quizzes where you can kind of test to see how well you're retaining the information. So maybe during week 2, there's a discussion post or a quiz or a case study or some kind of reflection paper. Not all of those, one of those. We try to do discussion posts about every other week in most of the classes. There are some papers, there are some journals. Most of the big assignments kind of come toward the end, week 6 or week 7. But every week you're going to have something. So a typical way that I have my classes designed is that, you do the reading kind of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Wednesday night, you have to have something posted up, a discussion post, and then you interact with your peers kind of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you respond and interact with the instructor and your peers. And then by Sunday, everything's due and a new week starts. So maybe the new week you have 3 chapters to read, and by Sunday night, you'll have a quiz that you need to have completed. By Sunday night, maybe the APA paper is due or an assignment for the class is due. That is how typically we run. I see that it says group project on this slide. We get a lot of feedback that people don't enjoy group projects, especially the people who have to do all the work. So we've pretty much eliminated group projects from the BSN program. They were kind of a bone of contention with people. There's a couple instructors that are thinking about maybe bringing some little group project back, but you'd get to grade your own peers or something. I don't know. The group projects are a pretty big dissatisfier, so I think they've all gone away. And then there are, of course, APA papers. So APA papers are a little bit more heavily graded, but we give you a template. There's lots of tutorials. We really try to get you up to speed with APA papers. It is worth its weight in gold for you to spend time in that first class really kind of understanding APA and working on it. It just makes it so much easier as you go through the program. I just realized I didn't answer on the last slide the question, how bad is it going to be? I think on a scale of 0 to 10 with your initial ADN program being like a 9 on the torture scale, I feel like the BSN program is only like a 4 or a 5. It's not that bad. You just have to work through it. You have to do, one class at a time, chip away at it, and before you know it, you'll be done. So the costs for the program, the RN to BSN courses are $350 per credit with the Colorado Opportunity Fund, that's the COF, in-state tuition. It's a little bit more expensive if you're not a resident of Colorado. And then the Gen Ed online courses, I think the current tuition rates are about $260 a credit. For the spring of 2022 and the summer of 2022, we are still going to have the free textbooks at PPCC, so there will be no textbook costs. A couple of the BSN courses, I think about 3 of them don't use a textbook, they use articles instead, so the textbook cost is pretty minimal. The overall cost of the program really depends on how many of those general ed classes that you need to take. You can always meet with financial aid and they can kind of help you work out the details of how much it's going to cost. There are lots of financial aid options available for this program. Once you're accepted into the RN to BSN program and we can change your degree track from ADN to BSN, or you're coming in and you start your first classes, you'll be able to talk to the financial aid office, see what they have available for you in terms of scholarships, in terms of loans. If you're military veteran, you can go on to the generic PPCC website and just search military veteran services, and there is a whole group of people that can help you use your GI Bill or your re-education money. For military and veterans, at least one class of the program needs to be taken in seat and not online. They don't allow like 100% online, or at least they didn't before COVID. But that class can be a prerequisite, and I actually think they may have lifted that requirement now that so many programs have shifted to online. If you are employed by, Penrose, UC Health, one of the big organizations here in town, they are upping their tuition reimbursement. They had it on pause, I think, for a minute during COVID, but they are giving up to $5,000 a year in tuition reimbursement. And if you calculated the program costs in the last slide, it's about $10,000 for the RN to BSN courses. So if you spread it out over a couple years, you should be able to get tuition reimbursement to cover almost the entire program. So here are the admission requirements for the RN to BSN program if you are already a licensed RN. You need to have a current RN license in good standing from either Colorado or a compact state. You need to have an associate's degree or a diploma from a regionally accredited college that shows that you went to nursing school. You need to have a GPA, we recommend, of at least 2.5 in your nursing courses. That really kind of is a threshold to be successful for your next degree. You need to have current BLS certification, so that has to be American Heart Association BLS certification. And you need to have current vaccinations or titers for your flu, your DTaP, your MMR, Hep B, varicella, TB, and COVID-19. So we have had a couple of students that were on waivers for COVID-19, and we really can't find them clinical placements. It is extremely difficult to get clinical sites, especially with nursing leaders in the leadership rotation and in community health, that will allow you to go there without a COVID-19 vaccination. If you are not COVID-19 vaccinated and you are not planning on becoming vaccinated, please reach out to me before you apply, and I might just steer you somewhere else, because I don't want you to waste money and get all the way through the program and then not be able to do your clinical experience, and you won't get a degree. So also, you need to have 1,000 hours of work experience in the last 3 years, unless you are a recent graduate from an RN program. So if you've graduated within 3 years, that's fine. Otherwise, you need to have at least 1,000 hours of work experience. This is not a nurse reentry program where you've been at home with kids for 15 years and now are wanting to get a bachelor's degree. It's really for currently working RNs. And then once you are accepted to the program, we give you 30 days to complete a drug screen and a background check. And we just do that through Castle Branch. It's pretty easy. You go to one of the local sites and complete that. There's a work experience verification form where if you are a graduate within the last 3 years, you can just initial where I have the red arrow, and otherwise you just need to have somebody that you work with, a manager, charge nurse, fill out, it could be HR, fill out that you have had 1,000 hours in the past 3 years that you've been working as an RN. It's a pretty simple form. You can download it offline. So this section again is still for current RNs. You're going to attend an RN to BSN information session either in person or you're listening to this audio recording. You're going to apply to the PPCC's RN to BSN online program via the PPCC website. So the BSN specific application is only open during March, June, and October. So when you go to apply at another time of the year, you can't pick BSN because the application's not open. So the first thing you're going to do is apply to the college, and they'll generate you an S number. And then when it talks about what program are you applying to, you're going to go in ahead and pick BSN. And once you pick the BSN specific application, it's going to ask you to upload those supplemental documents that I talked about. So your unofficial transcripts, your Colorado or compact state license, your BLS certification, your immunizations. There's a form that's provided for you on our website if you need to to get all your immunizations, and kind of it's a wellness form that the physician has certified or a provider has certified that you're healthy enough to be a nurse. And then the completed work verification form. So you actually upload all of those to the application online, and then we download them from our end. So once you are applying to the school, you'll get your S number, and then once you have that S number, you can send in official transcripts and things. You'll receive your acceptance into the RN-BSN program, and then I'll send you the information on how to do the drug screen and the background check. You're going to complete RN-BSN program orientation. It'll probably be online still. For 2022, the first week of May, August, or January. So I just made a list of when I used to do this in person. These are questions that people would frequently ask me. Can I transfer in a nursing course taken at a different RN to BSN program? So we evaluate those courses on a case-by-case basis. So you, the student, supplies the course syllabus and course description along with the transcript that shows the credits and the grade earned. The course you've taken has to match what we offer at PPCC in order to transfer in. So if you've taken a 3-credit nursing research class at CSU Pueblo or UCCS or Pueblo Community College, we will take it in. It has to be an upper level, 300 or 400 level class, and it has to match. So nursing research for 3 credits, if we look at the syllabus and it matches, that's great. If you've taken a course named Complexity of Practice or holistic nursing and it doesn't really match something that we have, it might not transfer in. If it doesn't match the credits, if you've taken nursing informatics for 2 credits, but our nursing informatics is 3 credits, that also won't transfer in. So just on a case-by-case basis, we kind of look at the courses, you bring me the syllabus, show me kind of what you did in those courses, and then we decide if it can transfer in or not. We have certain classes that we always, that we've now evaluated for many students from like UCCS, CSU Pueblo, the community college system, Western Governors, that we know already. I have a list that we automatically will transfer in because they've already been evaluated by us previously. So this slide is for the eager beavers. There's always some eager beavers in every group, and they're thinking that they're waiting to get into the RN program to the next application period. They're still seniors in high school, but they just know what they want to do, and they're just trying to fast track their life. So if you're a first semester PPCC student, or you're waiting for an application period, or you're waiting to get into the RN program, the ADN program, what can you be doing? You could take a couple of general ed classes. So that's English 122, Math 135, the history, the 2 arts and humanities. Do not take a sociology course. Your psych will cover that. You can take any of those courses. That's what you can be doing while you wait. Otherwise, you can wait patiently and pick up a hobby. So this is a great feature called Degree Check that you can use from the PPCC dashboard. So the little picture up on the top where I've circled Degree Check, that is your personal degree check of how you're progressing in the degree that you're trying to seek. So this is a student who is trying to get their bachelor's degree in nursing, and you can see where I've highlighted yellow. Those are the 71.5 credits that come in for nursing. We call it nursing 998. It's just their RN license, and it's a PLA, which is a prior learning agreement that they have an RN license and an ADN degree. You get those 71.5 credits. And then it really shows all the classes that are required for this degree and which ones have been completed and which ones still need to be complete. So you can always look at this as well. The students completed English 122, Math 135, Humanities 115, Philosophy 112, and Social 101. They still need a history credit. And then they've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here in pink. They've taken 5 of the 9 classes that they need for their upper level BSN classes. So again, the yellow is their prior degree and RN license. The green is those general ed classes, and the pink is the upper level nursing classes. So this student happened to call me today and just wanted to know what am I taking next. So if you're ever wondering what do you need to be taking next, you can go to Degree Check and it will show you what you need and what you have already completed. So the RN to BSN program at PPCC started we took in our first students, including Mary, which is pictured here, and she's pictured on the front slide too. We took in 8 students in the fall of 2019 and applied for accreditation, and then COVID hit and things slowed down a little bit. But in February of 2021, we hosted a virtual site visit. And in November of 2021, we received word that we are finally fully accredited through the Commission on Collegiate Nursing Education, CCNE, and that is effective through the site visit time of February 2021. So all of our students, past and present, will graduate from an accredited program. That's important if you want to work on a military installation, if you want to go on to grad school, that you find yourself in an accredited program. And the reason I love this picture of Mary is because it shows you that she's wearing red, and our graduates from the bachelor's programs here at PPCC wear red at graduation instead of the traditional black that the associate degree nurses and associate degree recipients of the college wear. So you really stand out and look fabulous, and she's got red lipstick on, and she's just an amazing person. She went through our ADN program as well as our BSN program and was in our first graduating class. All right, so your next step is to apply during one of the windows when the applications are open, either in the month of March, June, or October. We have been able to enroll all interested students so far. If things continue to grow at the rate they are, we may have to limit it to the first 20 qualified applicants for the completion program. But right now we've got students steadily graduating and entering, and it seems as though all is going well. So I think that we'll still be able to take all the students who are interested for the foreseeable future. So if you have any additional questions or need some more information that wasn't covered in this information session, please reach out to me. Again, my name is Randy Nyman. The other chair of the RN to BSN program is Abby Mobilade. Especially during the summer, we kind of cover each other. So you can email us at bsn@ppcc.edu. That is an email checked by both of us and our instructional coordinator. And you can reach me by phone at 502-3525, or you can snoop around on the nursing website. And once you get to the nursing website, there's kind of a different tab for the nurse assistant program, the associate degree nursing program, and then the bachelor's degree program. So I look forward to seeing you in class sometime soon. Please reach out if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks for listening.